Morris, thank you for the incredible honorary degree.
Wait, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
So stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
Referring to Barack Obama, he said, first mainstream African American who is bright, articulate, and clean. How racist.
10.
Minister, I didn't know you were so talented. I just thought you were a foreign policy, Latin American guy.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
Shylocks who took advantage of...
So calling Jews Shylocks is a racial term, is racist.
The American ideal that we're all created equal and the worst of us. A harsh reality that racism has long torn us apart.
Referring to inner city busing, bringing black people to white schools, he said that would create a racial jungle. I don't want my kids going to a racial jungle. How racist is that?
State was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black.
You don't know about my state. My state was a slave state. My state had the most black people in it than anywhere in the country. I had the most slaves in my state. I know a great deal about how to get a slave, keep a slave, and keep a slave. And oh my God. Oh my.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians, nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for the descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially, and this is the midweek report. And we have a few things to talk about, so hopefully everything and everybody is doing well. As you are coming on in, can you please hit the like button, hit the share button, and if you have not already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so at this time. That way you can participate in the chat with everybody else here, and you won't feel left out. And if you are hate watching, well, make sure you give it a double thumbs up and send this to one of your friends. And if you want to, you can also hit the join button and become a member of this channel. That is where majority of the musical stuff will be. But there are some other things coming up on the horizon as well. So just stay tuned. Let's see here. So y'all saw that very first video. Y'all understand what we are talking about for the most part this evening. Because I want to go through a little bit of this. And I'm glad, shout out to them kids that actually stood up and did that. I most definitely can appreciate that. Because we need more youth that are willing to show the generation of blue, no matter who, no matter what, no matter how bad the Democrats demonstrate they are and how anti-black they demonstrate they are. Let's just keep voting for them with getting nothing but disdain and neglect in return. It's a new day, and these younger up-and-coming voters are saying, hell to the no. And so that's a good thing. But with that being said, let's see who we have in this chat this evening. We have Lawrence Lilly in the chat. What is going on, brother? We got our brother Kid Gravity Beyond in the house. What's going on? Jeff Will in the house. Peace, brother. Got old grandmother, old grandma. Let me get that right. Old grandma in the house, Jersey City. We got Reginald Jeter in the house. Welcome, Reginald Jeter. Got my sister Blueberry Muffin in the house. Welcome, welcome. From up the way. We got Sweet Great Mom in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hello from Philly. Shout out to you out there, sister. David Boyd in the house. Welcome again, my brother. We have M. Flournoy in the house. Welcome, welcome. And we got our sister Miriam R in the house. Welcome, my sister. Hopefully everything is doing well with you and yours. Let's see. Shamari R.E. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Let's see. We got our brother, dark-skinned brother in the house. Welcome, welcome. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got our sister Tasha Peters in the house. Yeah. Riding on a high and windy day, Blueberry Muffin said. You know, it was windy here yesterday. It wasn't really all that bad today. Oh, and David Boyd is actually hollering from Bronx, New York. Oh, okay. And Blueberry Muffin says she is Howard U class of 2023. They got something to answer for, but the faculty does. But shout out to those students. Greetings, Tanya Zion in the house. Welcome, sister. We got our sister Key Prince in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we have Seema JB25 in the house. Welcome. We got our sister Deneen Soul in the house. Welcome, welcome. Another New York resident. Yes. And Sister Miriam said, please like and subscribe and share this on your social media right now, if you could. So, family, let's get into it. there's a few things going on. One thing, while I mean, there's like a lot of things going on. So you heard about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle saying that they have been in a situation where they've kind of saying they were getting done like Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed. Said the paparazzis were chasing them and they were doing high-speed chases for 2 hours in New York City. That part is a little, I've just getting kind of how they're reporting it. So I haven't actually heard them say anything. You know what I mean? So I haven't heard the report from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Project Leroy in the house. What's going on? But nonetheless, they are saying that they were in an almost catastrophic situation with the paparazzis chasing them, and that's how Prince Harry's mother went out back in 1997, I believe. Yeah, her and Dodi Fayed. I remember that. That was all over the news. That car was totaled, but we understand what time it is. And considering this, it happened in America. It didn't happen over there in the UK. This went down in the good old US of A, where I guess they figured they would have been safe. Now that go. You know how that go. Where is that article? What's that other video? Okay. But okay, so with that being said, how they are saying that, oh, I do know what I got to show you. There was something that I guess what they were out for. So they were actually getting a there it is. They were getting she was getting an award from some kind of Miss Foundation. So what's very interesting is she's getting an award from Gloria Steinem for what I don't know. It's not like, what has she done other than marry Harry? Not much, nothing that I could say. Like now you're trying to give her that humanitarian role, but of course here in America it's going to be heavily laden with agenda. But nonetheless, this is actually what they were out for, and this is what was going on that night. Is it going to come on screen? All right.
Mother, Doria Ragland. Meghan was honored as one of this year's Woman of Vision Award honorees for her global advocacy to empower women and girls. The event reunited Meghan with her friend Gloria Steinem, who presented her with the award. Steinem is also the co-founder of the Mother of Miss Foundation. During her acceptance speech, Meghan thanked the feminist activist.
For the inspiration that you are, for your mentorship, your sage advice, your extraordinarily cheeky sense of humor, and of course, for your incredible friendship. Thank you.
She went on to speak about the mark Ms. Magazine left on her while growing up, saying, quote, "I remember them vividly because the pictures were different. There was diversity that I hadn't seen as often, both of color and of age, and the names were different." She later explained that even though she was too young at the time to know what most of it meant, it was a signal to her that substance matters. She also said the presence of that particular magazine was formative for her, sharing, "When I reflect on the time in my life when I was young, the imprints that were etched in my mind, I can now connect the dots in a much better way to understand how I became a young feminist and evolved into a grown activist." Steinem previously told people that Meghan is a great human being and added, quote, "I'm not an expert on the media, but it seems to me that she is different from the picture of her in the media. She's smart and funny and devoted to social issues."
What? Wow. Okay, so for those of you who have been with this channel for a while, you might be aware that I was telling you for a long time that they are trying to intertwine the royal family in with American politics. However, it comes in I guess for certain powers that be, it comes in a tainted bag. And they ain't feeling it. They ain't feeling that at all. Faith Speaks Life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. And also one of our new members to the channel. Shout out to you. Crew Reality. What is going on, brother? I see you in the house. I see you in the house. Yes, indeed. Okay, so with that being said, they've done said that, and again, a lot of people are, they kind of get on them for, number one, kind of being clout driven, some could say. So it's like, well, is this a political stunt? Is this really legit? Or is this something that they are doing to kind of get some attention? Shout out to my brother Black Star TV 2.0. What is going on, my brother? So, Eric Adams. Now, what's so funny, maybe 2 hours before this broadcast began, one of those UK publications comes out talking about, I think that the article or headline says something like, New York police officer debunks Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's paparazzi lie. Or it's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's paparazzi lie exposed by a New York officer. But he's of course a former, but he might as well be a damn cop. So anyway, let's hear what Eric Adams had to say.
His wife last night, pretty scary. Apparently, 2 NYPD officers involved. We all know the history with that family here. What do you know about that? What can you tell New Yorkers and about that?
It's clear that the press, paparazzis, they want to get the right shot, they want to get the right story. But public safety must always be at the forefront. The briefing I received, 2 of our officers could have been injured. New York City is different from a small town somewhere. You shouldn't be speeding anywhere, but this is a densely populated city. And I think all of us, I don't think there's many of us who don't recall how his mom died. And it would be horrific to lose an innocent bystander during a chase like this, and something to have happened to them as well. So I think we have to be extremely responsible. I thought that was a bit reckless and irresponsible.
Mayor Adams, just to follow up to that, can you share more details about the briefing that you received, and if they confirmed that this is a 2-hour trace, because chase.
Now, reckless. I'm kind of confused at just what was he actually saying. Is it reckless on the paparazzi's part, or is it reckless on them for speeding through New York City? So he kind of left that one. He answered that one like in limbo land. So who does that apply to? Yeah, okay, you're addressing you shouldn't be speeding in New York City, but what are you actually saying? Are you saying that what they did was dumb, or what the paparazzis are doing is foul? So that's a little confusing there, buddy.
This is a densely populated town, as you mentioned, there's lots of traffic, and just did they confirm that the duration was 2 hours in New York City traffic, and just any other details you might be able to share about the briefing, please?
No, I'm going to be brief in depth later on today, and to give the exact time frame of how long. I would find it hard to believe that there was a 2-hour high-speed chase. That would be I find it hard to believe, but we will find out the exact duration of it. But if it's 10 minutes, a 10-minute chase is extremely dangerous in New York City. We have a lot of traffic, a lot of movement, a lot of people are using our streets. Any type of high-speed chase that involves something of nature is inappropriate. You know, police do it under limited circumstances when they're going after violent people, but to do it because you want to get the right shot can turn out to be a place where people can be harmed in a real way.
Okay. So that now you brought some clarity to that statement earlier. Okay. So, you know, and that was the saying, you know, that was the talk back then when Princess Diana died, is they were talking about the problem of the paparazzis then, you know, because, you know, the paparazzis being invasive. Now, granted, in Hollywood, half these folks are going to all the places that they know the paparazzi going to be at. So that's different. However, you know, these are public figures by way of lineage. And as proud as that is, but they nonetheless are known to the public based off of family relation. So that's a little different. Meghan Markle, on the other hand, is not. She's a whole actress trying to get herself on, and now she is hitched her wagon to the big fish, and understanding life wasn't all it cracked up to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It definitely is not. The grass was not all that greener. Now, all of a sudden, she's caring about social issues. Wait, what social issue? Because, ma'am, abortion is not a social issue. Sexual preference is not a social issue, as in saying social activism. Because what are you advocating for? Black first in the house. What's going on? However, we understand that a lot of these things and movements are used to be distractions. Now, granted, one of the things that they were going to try to do is try to tie LGBTQ talk into the reparations conversation, which now is completely been inroaded. But notice what she said. I didn't know what all of this meant, but I knew I was a feminist. Where in the hell does she represent feminism? Now that she's getting awards and stuff, she's up here being the poster child of feminism? In what action? In what actions has she demonstrated feminism? I mean, it's like they're making her the fraudulent. Well, they're basically defrauding you right before your face, and telling you she's something she's not. You have never seen her demonstrate anything like that. Sidonian Snow in the house. Welcome. Face Beast Live said, he said Meghan found out she don't pass for them on on the other side of that pond. Hell no. No, she cannot pass. She's very noticeably black. Her mama black. You see her mama? Now, in a Israelite 12 tribes kind of question, then that's a different type of standing. However, for all intents and purposes, based on the melanin factor, yes, she qualifies for black. I believe her mother is foundational Black American too, isn't she? So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, she qualifies. But I mean, think about that. I mean, so look at it this way: she's a tear, but for all intents and purposes, she's black to them, and she's most definitely representing black to the world. So to hear it's the, I guess, shall we say, the idea of image. You understand what I mean? The idea of image is transcending. Because again, somewhere down the line, if one of them especially ends up doing what Harry did in the first place and swirling, and this would be them being the white one. Well, things might change overnight. So, they ain't taking no chances. They ain't taking no chances. So, yeah, I can see there's an issue. I don't, the whole being on the high-speed chase for 2 hours. Nah, come on. Not New York City. I do, and how I'm receiving it is more or less, we had to dip and dodge through traffic, bob and weave, and they kept finding us where we was at. And then that could possibly go on for 2 hours. I could see that. But to say you was in a high-speed chase for 2 hours straight, who was you, OJ? And I mean, that wasn't a high-speed chase. You in a high-speed chase for 2 hours in New York City. Where they do that at? That stuff you see in L.A. And then, I mean, I still ain't seen, I did see one that went for, I think that did go for over an hour and a half. And by that time, they was unloading on that dude. And he hopped out of that car. Amazing. You better thank your lucky stars you live in. Them cops Swiss cheese the hell out of his truck. If you ever saw that video I tweeted about the car chase, the police car chase in LA, this dude went through like multiple different cars. He broke into somebody's house, ran through the house, because, in LA, they got the news copters, they get the whole sky view. This dude cuts through somebody's house. He hopped in their truck, they work truck, and dip off. I mean, it was some of the craziest stuff ever. I'm like, you can't be serious. So I'm fast forward. I skimmed through a little bit of the video because there's just certain stretches in this video to where you can skip through a lot of it because he's just smashing. And I'm talking, he's smashing for life. They're like, oh, well, now he's in LA. Well, now he's in Compton. Now he's out in Encino. I mean, he was all over the place. Well, he's heading to San Bernardino. Now we're in, they were all the way out in Palm. This dude went through everywhere. Pomona. This dude was running through all of them places. I'm like, damn. From the city to the freeway, back to the city, back to the freeway, and back again, and then finally somewhere they stopped him at a gas station. This dude brought the sun down. The car chase started in broad daylight. By the time the car chase ended, the sun was completely down. So yeah, I guess you might find a two-hour car chase, high-speed chase in Southern California. But New York City, not likely. Not likely at all. But yeah, that LA stuff, boy, they ain't playing out there, boy. It's Wild Wild West. They smash on the gas out there. This cat was like, nope, I ain't going to. He stole 3 different cars. I guess he was a murder suspect. So I guess he just figured he was going to get away. But yeah, it didn't happen for him. But at the end of it, like I said, they ended up Swiss cheese in the van. And this was like, oh, well, he in there dead. They opened the door. He stood up. And he has his shirt off. I'm like, well, where are the bullet holes? There ain't no blood running down, nothing. I'm like, this dude ain't hit? Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I guess the Lord was looking out for him that day. They'd say, what they say, the Most High looks out for fools or something like that. Ain't there a saying like that? Amazing. So, Blueberry Muffin said to live and die in LA. Oh, dark skinned brother said, yeah, I saw that video, that car chase. Man, did you see the end where they just lit that shit? Man, I'm telling you, they Bonnie and Clyde that truck. Open the door, dude just stop. He hops out. Absolutely unreal. Unreal. P1 said these car chases in LA be wild. Man. Boy, I'll tell you, them car chases in LA is something fierce. But that is entertaining. I mean, it's dangerous as hell, but it is entertaining to see. Lord. This dude was doing like 90 in the city. Now, yes. So in LA, they get it in. Let's just say that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, 2 hours, 2 hour high speed chase in New York City. No. Tater man in the house. What's going on, brother? Project Leroy said he had 9 lives. Brother, man, when he cut through the house and then got in the dude's car and dude's work truck, I'm like, yo, this is unreal. He literally breaks in somebody's back, he climb in their backyard, go and cut through the house. You see him pop out the front and go hop in a work truck and take off. I mean, you can't make this up. Oh my goodness. GTA for real, Reginald Jeter. Oh, it's like murder suspect car chase. It's like KLA or something if on YouTube, one of them channels. They got, and I mean, I think there's a few of them out there too. Oh man, but yeah, some of the things you see. The one dude that set the man, there'll be some wild stuff out there in LA. I don't know how y'all do it. Oh man, I don't know how y'all do it. This dude was on a whole car chase, drove into his brother-in-law's house, and I guess, let him know that he wasn't in agreement with whatever they had a disagreement about, and decided that he was going to set the house on fire. Wait, no, that's the different one. The one I'm thinking, when he's setting the house on fire, he just lost his divorce. Went, popped out the mama, popped out the wife. Oh, I don't even know if the wife was there, but I know he went and hit a few of the family members, laid them down, and then promptly went over into the house and got in a shootout with the police, and house caught on fire some more in the cul-de-sac. I mean, yo, LA be doing the most. The absolute most. Oh man, but family, let me get back on track. Oh man, yeah. If you ever want some real life entertainment, yeah, go get that. Go check them out, man. Check them KLA, whatever. I don't know the call numbers or call letters, but oh my Lord. Oh yeah, you will be entertained. You will definitely be entertained. It does not disappoint. It definitely does not disappoint. But with that being said, I don't know. The verdict is out for me on the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle thing. I think it's partly true. I think it might be partly a little, but nonetheless, it does make sense that someone would be trying to harm them because they do want to keep that bloodline pure, Anglo, and she has the potential to muck it all up. So shout out to them for surviving, and keep yourself safe. Oh, Lord. Speaking of keeping black women safe, Kentucky, a blast from the past. Blast from the past has been slowly just easing on in his way to that governor's mansion. This dude, this fella here is now running for governor. And now has also gotten past another opponent, which now his race to the governor's mansion of Kentucky is looking real smooth. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, them biscuits have paid off.
Ideals that will heal our nation's wounds. Republicans will never turn a blind eye to unjust acts.
According to Kentucky law, the use of force by Mattingly and Cosgrove was justified to protect themselves. This justification bars us from pursuing criminal charges in Miss Breonna Taylor's death.
And this dude is now running for governor. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see. Daniel Cameron campaign for Kentucky governor. Faith Speaks Live said he'll win governor because he's a stringless puppet. You already know. I mean, he might as well put that dude on a skateboard and wheel him on in. I mean, for real. Queen Adia. Welcome, my sister. Shalom. Shalom. It's been a minute to see you in the chat. Welcome. Welcome. So it's unfortunate. And this dude, like what we would say as we say on the West Coast, Daniel Cameron is a buster. So let me see. Oh man, New York Times. Well, this is great. New York Times says ally of Mitch McConnell wins GOP primary for Kentucky governor. Daniel Cameron, the attorney general, will face Andy Beshear, a popular Democrat who is seeking re-election in a typically deep red state. And Beshear, wasn't he up to something not so long ago? There's something about that dude. I just cannot remember. Blueberry Muffin, you absolutely right. Let me read a little more of this article. It says Daniel Cameron, Kentucky's attorney general and a close ally of Senator Mitch McConnell, clinched the state's Republican nomination for governor on Tuesday. According to the Associated Press, fending off spirited and costly challenge by Kelly Craft, a wealthy former ambassador to the United Nations. Damn. Okay. Whoa. Face Peace Life. Ain't that what you just said? He a stringless puppet? Who said that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So see, you see that those powers that be know exactly what type of puppet they got. So yeah, he beat out a wealthy Republican. I could see this playing for both sides' benefit to get this dude in, because then all the Democrats in the state have to do is say, well, you have to talk to the Republican governor. And I mean, and for the Republicans, you already know we done wrote Daniel Cameron off. He ain't got no stock over here. So yeah, he Black Star 2.0 TV 2.0, sorry. Selected, not elected. Exactly. Lady Effa said, harming black people is always rewarded. So sad and yet true. Mr. Cameron's double-digit victory sets up what is likely to be the most costly or closely watched and fiercely contested statewide race remaining in 2023. Really? Huh. That's so this is going to be the premier election this year. Very interesting. Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat running for re-election, is one of the most popular governors in the country, and even Republicans believe he will be difficult to beat in November. The results on Tuesday also served as a setback for Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida as he nears an expected presidential campaign. He's finished. You might as well call it quits now. On Monday, he had endorsed Miss Kraft, abruptly turning the race into a proxy battle between himself and former President Donald J. Trump, who backed Cameron in June 2022. Interesting. In his victory speech on Tuesday night, Mr. Cameron said, quote, "The Trump culture of winning is alive and well in Kentucky." A pointed jab at Mr. DeSantis' remarks. See, what we're watching is same time, and we have to watch all of it closely. Because there's civil wars in certain fronts, and then some are civil theatrics. So we got to always keep an eye on the particulars to understand the differences. Okay, and what was it? Recent remarks criticizing Republicans' Party culture of losing. Wow. With more than 90% of the vote counted, Ms. Kraft, who belongs to one of the biggest Republican mega donor families in the country, trailed Mr. Cameron by roughly 30 percentage points. She was also behind a third candidate, Ryan Quarles, Kentucky's agricultural commissioner. Republicans have long viewed Mr. Cameron as a potential political star who could join the next generation of party's leaders. Mr. Cameron has had a trailblazing career. What can we say right there? He's had a trailblazing career. Yeah. Because just like that little clip I just played, you found how to get around the law to say it was justifiable to gun down a dark naked woman in her home who was breaking no laws and had no warrants. And most importantly, was a first responder. You know, one who actually works closely with law enforcement, not a drug dealer. No, EMTs work with officers and firemen and women, policemen and women. This is the company that they keep. So, when they say, talking about Breonna Taylor and all of this, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. On her job, she dealt with law enforcement often. which always made me ask the question why they always kept going away from the fact that she was a first responder. Because, again, my mind tells me, do y'all know each other? Just food for thought. Son kissed by the Most High. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are late, but right on time. Oh, Lord. We got almost 60 folks in the chat. Let me show y'all something because, they're really trying to ramp this up. And like I'm saying, I'm reading this Daniel Cameron thing, and he has not had a trailblazing career. All he did was make sure that Breonna Taylor did not get justice. That's all he did. I mean, let's keep it a buck. So to hell with Daniel Cameron, and may he not be this whack Democrat that they love so much that still ain't done shit for black folks either. But Daniel Cameron absolutely gets no victory energy from me. He needs to be ostracized amongst our community for what he did to Breonna Taylor and her family. So, again, double shame, and pardon my back. You understand what I'm saying? And he up there, he married Mitch McConnell, niece and whatnot. They all up there, buddy and whatnot. Let me tell you something. Again, from all of us here at the Beatzilla PDX official show and all of the chat, Mr. Daniel Cameron, may you lose your governor's race because...
Shade tree nigga.
And we just got to keep it pushing. So, family, with that being said, it is political season and everybody is being ultra political. Some people don't know which way to go far extreme or go very conserved and reserved. And then we have some others that just said, let's just go full-blown cheesy.
I'm Governor J.B. Pritzker, and I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
Joe Biden rocks.
Joe Biden has been a steady hand. Joe Biden delivers.
I'm Chris Murphy, and I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
Joe Biden is driven.
Joe Biden is transformational.
Re-electing President Biden is a BFD.
I'm Gavin Newsom. I'm proudly on Team Biden-Harris.
I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego.
I'm Congresswoman Diana DeGette.
I'm Grace Mang.
Soy la congresista Silvia Garcia.
I'm Brendan Boyle.
And I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
I'm happy to be on Team Biden-Harris.
I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
I'm with Team Biden-Harris.
I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
I'm on Team Biden-Harris.
Joe Biden? Oh, he's ready.
One who cares. Welcome, sister. Welcome. No, son kissed by the Most High. No. This is not a joke. It was dead serious with that. We're on Team Biden. That's what they're going with this go around. We're Team Biden. What? Team Biden? Oh, man. Really? Well, we just running out of ideas, huh? Phantom Beat in the house, welcome. Miss D at Suite 201, welcome, sister. Well, Project Boy said, there's too much goddamn mail. Blueberry Muffin said, turd circling the drain. In a major way, sister. In a major way. Oh, man. Team Sleepy and Homala. There's no cheater. Oh, that's too funny. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. Yes, we're going to get Biden and Howard. We're going to talk about that. He said, right. Oh, man. I got the Hunter Biden video. I might put that up. I made that last year, but I was like, I can't put this up. They might take my channel down. I edited a cold Biden reel, boy. Yeah. But I don't know. That might have to go on Patreon and in the member section. I don't know if I can put that on in the public. Blueberry Muffin said, "Put up the vid." Yeah, I have to go look for it. I got it though. I might have to put that up. This is amazing. But also something else that was going on in Capitol Hill is again more like I'm saying, more political theatrics. That's how I'm viewing it. I'm viewing it as political theatrics because at the end of the day, when it comes down to funding or defunding the police, I believe that everybody is, they know what they with. They with it. But some people, I guess this is time to get out there, and you need to get some black politicians to get into the conversation of policing, because then you put that out there, and then it gets the opportunity to get shouted down, and then the whole world just seen, man, you ain't never gonna get this. We ain't never gonna get that, because that's how it plays out on TV. Just like with Ron not Ron DeSantis, what's my man, Gavin Newsom. Not I guess opposed of cash reparations, which I don't know if he's legitimately said that, but I mean, if he does or if he doesn't, what difference does that make? But this is how these people mind are so colonized, and then they'll be like, I'm a foundational Black American. No, you not, because your mind is colonized. We don't think from a colonized perspective. So when one white politician say, I don't really support this, or I don't back this, or you could poll a whole community of whoever, what difference does that make to those of us who understand our claim? He don't have to like it. He don't have to even support it. But what he will have to do is sign that bill into law. I don't know what y'all thinking. Y'all be thinking, oh, well, man, he said he didn't like that. Y'all are so slave plantation mentality based that you don't even know how to have a conversation outside of the thought of, if they say no, we ain't never gonna get nothing. And some of them people are some of the biggest, loudest voices in the damn room. Black, 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 biggity black, black, and I'm black, biggity black, black, but I'm black, but I don't want that. Reparations, you can keep those stacks, because they're never gonna give you reparations. So I guess to go ahead and get some heat off of Jimbo Jangles Clyburn, which he's really not, because there's some white politicians getting at him right now, and white media figures too. And good. I'm glad that's happening. And this integrity thing is going to be an issue. Shout out to our brother Greg Marcel Dixon. I guess there's some grumblings going on down there, and soon to possibly, maybe, likely, who knows, suspectedly, be revealed about some things going on in and around South Carolina. But you understand that South Carolina is the pivot state. They have moved away from, Iowa? Now it's South Carolina. And all of a sudden, Jim Clyburn is so very important. Well, of course, we know he was and know he is, but Jim Bojangles Clyburn, you understand. We know what time it is with him. So let me show you, this is, what's this woman name? Cori Bush. Now, they, see, man, I don't like the whole Cori Bush thing because I think they like using dark-skinned women to push agendas that don't necessarily benefit black folks. And they love the dark. It's like the darker the berry, the better the lie. You understand what I'm saying? Or the better the con. And this defund the police, don't neither one of these sides want to defund no damn police.
Chair the crime subcommittee.
You heard that right.
Said that it was a mandate to defund the police. And now, on Police Week, when the majority is seeking to simply pass a resolution honoring the police, we are being accused of taking cheap shots at Democrats when not any Democrat, literally the person they put in charge of the crime sub, is that what I'm to understand?
That is indeed what
I have an inquiry. Is Ms. Bush still on the Judiciary Committee?
we haven't seen her.
No, but it's an honest question. Is she on the?
She has a name tag down there.
Well, I mean, I'd say it would be great, Mr. Chairman, if we had the benefit of Ms. Bush in committee so as to allow her to espouse these views and subject them to debate.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, it's my time.
I'm sorry, I'll yield back to Mr. Johnson.
Well,
I will gladly, upon the opportunity to take time, engage in a call.
I just want to ask about your ATF defund.
Well, no, hold on.
Totally for it. Wish we had the defund the ATF bill up this week if I ran the place.
But wait a minute,
free.
Mr. Gates. Wait, I have a minute left. I know this is painful, but I've got to get some of these zingers in here because Representative Ocasio-Cortez said after they cut $1 billion from New York's police department, she said, quote, that didn't go far enough. Defunding police means defunding police. Representative Mondaire Jones, said that a suite of criminal justice reforms to redress racial inequalities and harms in our justice system, including defunding police, reinvesting this money, et cetera, et cetera. It just goes on and on. Representative Omar, oh boy, she was all over this issue.
See, here, this is what I'm saying. This is a softball. This is one of those softballs with the political theater thing. So the Democrats don't show up and then they get a chance to go grandstand and high side. And let me take all I need to get some singers in here. Jeez, Kid Gravity Beyond said, anti-black racist gets. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, race, man, gets. That dudes is one of the as racist as they come. And here's the thing. These guys are literally set up here just to pretty much just fire off, right? Where is the squad? See, this is supposed to be a back and forth type of deal, and this just looks like a softball. And we're talking about defunding the police. Why aren't they there? Where are the Democrats? The hell is happening here? And you just got these Republicans. So when it's time to do and have conversation, ain't none of them in the room?
What was done was that we should reallocate some of the resources to mental health, because it doesn't make sense when you're dealing with a mentally ill person in a subway to send a cop with a gun. What you need is a mental health worker who can take care of that person. And that was done. And it has worked. And that's why, or it's part of the reason why New York is the safest large city in the United States today in terms of crime.
Another thing. I'm noticing exactly what I'm saying. This is softball territory for anti-black, racist bigots like these individuals up here. it's a perfect setup for them to fire off. Now, what exactly does Jordan Neely's situation have to do with police? Well, you don't call police, with a cop with a gun to go handle a mental crisis. You do this and then it gets handled. Say what, sir? Did I miss something, or is he not co-signing something? And then it's talking about how safe the city is. See, that's going into low-key hero praise. In the New York subway, who you praising? Oh, we know who.
And that was done. And it has worked. And that's why, or part of the reason why New York is.
So somebody else handling mental illness on the subway has worked. You're right. I guess in the manner to which you're speaking, most definitely. Because when you're looking to be black blood lust thirsty, like these individuals here, then yeah, I guess when a person is having a mental issue on a subway in New York City, yeah, this is how you respond to it. Well, look at that guy's face. Well, he really looks like a pleasant dude. He just looks like, oh man, I'm only just trying to subdue him because I'm so concerned for everybody else's safety. That's the look of somebody, him being concerned for someone else's safety? Is that literally look at that man's face. You see that he gives a concern of anybody's safety now in this moment? Or is he getting his ultimate pleasure knowing he's taking a man's life? Man, please. Please. And that worked. Good going, dude.
It's the safest large city in the United States today in terms of crime.
Wow.
And I note that my Republican colleagues who are so upset at defunding the police want to defund the federal police, the FBI, the ATF. How can you be in favor of funding local police but not the federal police?
So yeah, if you didn't know, he's a Democrat. But hey man, we gotta vote blue no matter who. You're just gonna go ahead and support these guys, Gotta just, boy, these folks will get up in office and it'll all be bad, man. Don't you know it'd be terrible, man? Terrible. We can't let these folks get in office. What we gonna do? Oh, grief. Lord. So Daniel F. Baranowski says Jim Clyburn. Joe Biden said this weekend at Howard University graduation that Jim Clyburn is a man of immense integrity. Neither Joe Biden nor Jim Clyburn has a once of have an ounce of integrity between them. Biden went on to say anyone who is a Trumper is a white supremacist. What's wrong with this dude? Yeah, I believe it was ounce. I think that was just a Twitter typo. It happens.
They have a major function. Who is going to catch the spies? Who's going to catch the bank robbers? Who's going to be the modern
bank robbers?
John Dillinger, or Elliot Ness rather, not John Dillinger. The modern Elliot Ness.
God. Okay, so enough of you. And you don't know what's happening, man. the Democrats are done. If you still thinking that the Democrats got your best interests at heart, you are out of your mind. Yeah, yes indeed. Toya Rain Reloaded, what is going on, my brother? Look at the last name. Who is he? What's this guy's name? What's my man's name there? You see his because I always see this guy. I just cannot think of this dude's name. I can't see his name tag because the thing is.
John Dillinger was the bad guy.
This dude said John.
We need the ATF. We need the FBI, just as we need local police departments. So it is hypocritical.
How do you turn around and praise the criminal while talking about police?
Defund the police when they want to.
Oh my Lord! Oh Lord! My brother Afro Elite in the house. What is going on, my brother? Oh, you said that name. Oh yeah, the name in the Clyburn Post. Yeah, Baranowski. Yeah, Baranowski. Uh-huh. Yeah, yes indeed. A little Polish connection going on there.
Defund the federal police. And when I can't speak for other members, what they meant on their comments, and for myself, what I meant in defunding the police was shifting funds, not defunding.
Jerry Nag.
Shifting funds from the police to the mental health, which, as I said, was done, has worked out very well. I'll yield back.
Would gentlemen, you?
Damn it! He doubled down on it. Circumcised, right, Blueberry Muffin. He doubled down on that. It's either mental, and that worked. Wow. Wait a minute. Let me hear that again. Wait a minute.
Police. And when I can't speak for other members, what they meant on their comments, and for myself, what I meant in defunding the police was shifting funds, not defunding. Shifting funds from the police to the mental health, which, as I said, was done and has worked out very well. I'll yield back.
Would gentlemen yield?
Sure.
I mean, these are your words. You said, quote, there should be substantial cuts to the police budget, unquote. So they cut $1 billion.
Yes.
And they're in there complaining that they cut police funding. So now they're over there. They're over there complaining and whining about their funding. So they're trying to get more money for police. Why now? Why now is it so important? They're over there like, yeah, we ain't never getting rid of police. Okay, well, change black people's economic situation in America, and what are you going to have? You're going to have a humongous difference in how things are going in this damn country, especially when it comes down to us. I think that's why you see people like this, and when we say tethers, well, this is why people like this get that work. Because they'll say while you begging for reparations, immigrants keep filling up your political office positions. Interesting. People, when you say something, that's not a flex. That is not a flex. You guys, you look at the political office. See, you ain't there. It's a Caribbean. And you didn't think we knew that was by design? They let them in the door. What are you talking about? Acting like a Nigerian or some kind of where's your Nigerian politicians for that matter? The hell are you talking about? They filling these positions. A British Nigerian talking about people filling our positions. Broad, you are completely colonized. And everything you own and talking about is because of your colonization. We are the descendants of builders and creators. You are a builder of none. They gave you your country about 40 years ago and said, here you go. White woman put her, I think I'll call it this. Well, we'll just say a fancy word. So as much as we're Nigerian, what you think they was calling you, stupid? Anyway, we also have these people who also need to learn how to respect where they at. And this dude has donated money to the subway killer, Daniel J. Penny, the sadistic subway, the anti-black subway killer. This man here, Daniel J. Penny, who choked out our brother Jordan Neely for over 15 minutes, as witnesses say. He crept up slowly behind him. You know how you get somebody and sneak somebody from behind? That's what he did. And now they're calling that heroic. Funny. Because it's like, oh, like ambushing. Ambush. Okay, yeah. See, when somebody gets ambushed, they're celebrating it. Imagine that. Angelic Elena, welcome, sister. Welcome. And man, you just, you get a vibe for who these people are. And again, these people are trash. And for all intents and purposes, let's go back and look at the video that I played Friday. Let's just to give you a refresher of what, because I'm about to get into this Joe Biden thing. Oh, but first, we have to also talk about how the Joe Biden's DOJ is that Alvin Bragg dude, second-degree manslaughter. You could have easily got second-degree murder. It makes no sense to go for such a low charge. I mean, other than the fact that you're trying to, because what do they say? And truth be told, you could have tried, I don't know how New York politics have, but out here, they're going to load your ass up anyway. So if one charge don't, they upcharge people all the time. You find all little kind of statutes in there to alter the charge and enter another charge in. So to say that, we can only come up with one charge, that's BS. That is complete BS. So, don't fall for that. When you hear somebody lying to you like that, family, but like I said, this is kind of where we at with it right now. In this political climate and in this social climate, some of these folks just ain't got nothing else but to lie at this point. They're just going to start lying. Because that's all they got left. And with that being said, we have to be mindful of how liars look and how ambushes look. So there's a video that somebody, I'm sure y'all have seen out here on these Twitter streets and Instagram and whatnot, and even YouTube. I think Dr. Rashad Ritchie did a piece on it. And we all seen this video. I think I was tagged in it. A white woman, she looked like a nurse. She goes up to these little young brothers and try to hem them up, get them caught up in some funky stuff. And then starts the fake tears and fake crying, but luckily them boys held their ground. And, but what I was watching about this video, and I tweeted this, I was like, I see a staged ambush. So I just pay attention to this.
No, record him. Help me! Please help me!
It's not your bike.
Please help me!
It's not your bike. It's not your bike.
Please help me! Help! Please get off me!
Hey, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Please get off me!
Yo, don't not take it, bro. Now you're not getting the bike, bro. Hey, now you're not getting the bike, bro.
Help!
You're not getting
Get
the
off
bike.
me,
I'm
dude.
not. Why you took his phone?
What's wrong with you?
You're not
Don't touch
touching
his
my
phone.
You're not touching his phone. I'm not touching you. You putting your stomach on my hand. No, dude, stop. No, dude, stop. No. I said no. I said sit down.
Please help me!
She's just crying. You're not crying. I got your video. Wait, you pulled it out? Hey, Hassan, you pulled it out? Hassan, you pulled it out? This is my bike. It's on my account. Please move.
All right, so why don't we reset the bike?
I'm not resetting the bike.
It's his.
Reset
it. I'm gonna pull it out on your account.
You are active. I don't give a fuck. This is my bike.
Guys,
She's fake crying. Stop fake crying. Hey, stop touching me. I don't touch you.
Hold up.
Hey, stop touching me.
Why don't you take this bike?
Stop touching me.
I will.
Exactly. So take it. So take it. You're stupid ass. Fuck out of here. Dumbass. Your baby gonna come out with Wait, how you stop crying? Not a tear came down, miss. Not a tear came down. Y'all notice, first off, the older dude, what's going on? So he's already on his phone, probably with the police, ready to call the police on these young black dudes. Hey, what's going on? Then here comes Billy Badass over there. I'm looking at something. I mean, she went through 1,000 lies at once. That is a Bellevue hospital. Yeah, the Maxons definitely sound like New Yorkers. Trying to get them cats hemmed up. It's like, see, the Carolyn Bryants of the world, they still exist. They still exist. And you have to be mindful of that. So with that being said, let me play what we saw Friday. What you say? You want to know if you support reparations?
I'm sorry?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I support reparations, but other than that name, y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair.
It's cash payments for all.
Hell no. You never get it.
Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power.
You will never get it.
You have a lot of leverage.
Let me ask you a question.
You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time.
Will you listen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what?
I was allowed to get an education, but
that's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law. You're talking about my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother could get educated, but her daddy was African and could not get educated. How do you measure that?
But Africans get educated now. You support Africans getting educated right now.
We're living in Africa.
You living in America.
Okay. I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that.
Thank you.
Sambo. Oh, Lord. So let me show you all this real quick, because in New York, they had another press conference with Eric Adams, about Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely. Family, check out your boy, New York.
Challenges in some of the services, but it was ultimately a chokehold that killed him, a chokehold from another strap hanger. Mm-hmm. Do you think Daniel Penny, who I know you didn't mention in yesterday's speech, you didn't mention how he died or whose hands he died as the cause of, do you think that was an appropriate reaction from a fellow strap hanger to someone who didn't seem to have a weapon, to someone who's experiencing a mental health crisis on a subway car?
You know, I think it's important not to interfere as the mayor of the city in those parts that the police department has yet to take their action. The police.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
And I don't want, if this case goes to trial or anywhere further, I don't want someone talk about changing venues, that the police, the mayor tainted when he was, if the police falls under one of his agencies. I dealt with the things that are within my span of control that I've been advocating for from the day one that I got in office. And the DA will make the determination on how to handle this case. And I respect.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
DA Bragg's, his job and what he has to do. I need to prevent. And let's be clear, let's be honest. There are more Jordans out there. I said this over and over again. I see them. I talk to them. I interact with them. And so we need to make sure we prevent these things from happening. That is within my span of control.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
Mr. Mayor, one more.
What do you want to know me?
The police department's old patrol guide bans the use of chokeholds. Is a chokehold ever appropriate?
Where if the police department bans it, then the police officers must follow that rule. So I cannot be hypothetical on when it's appropriate or not. I know it's banned in the police department, and the police department follows that rule.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely shameful. 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 Lord. Ooh-wee. All right. So we're going to get into a little bit of this commitment speech. And I just want to skim through a little bit. But before we get there, we have a quick break and a word from our brother.
We like to say that slavery was a long time ago, but you are looking at a man who was raised in the same house with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. This is my dear great-grandmother, Justine Brown, but I just called her Nana. She died at 101 when I was 31 years old in the year 2015. I spent 31 years of my life with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. Her grandfather, Willie Simmons, was born enslaved in Beaufort in 1838. Slavery was not a long time ago. Jim Crow, redlining, lynch mobs were even more recent. This country owes reparations to Black Americans, and if this country had done to you what it had done to Black Americans, I will be right here fighting for you to get what you are owed as well.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
All right. Shout out to our brother Greg Marcel Dixon. May he get Clyburn up out of there next go around. Now, let's go take a look at Howard University, family. This, when I see stuff like this, it's like, it's so ultra cringe. Because it's like everybody, oh man, we're really proud of, I'm very happy to be here. It's that kind of thing. Oh, no, not that one. All right, there we go. Let's get
Morris, thank you for the incredible honorary degree. And thank you, President Frederick, for the invitation and for your leadership of your alma mater. Serena, student body president, College of Pharmacy, class speaker. And just remember, when you're president of the United States and they say Joe Biden's out in the waiting room to say hello, promise me you will not say Joe who. Right? You all think I'm kidding. To the distinguished faculty and staff, thank you for having me, and to the parents and families in the class of 2023, congratulations. And by the way, we will get to giving you your degrees. I promise that's coming.
Lord.
You are here with the heart and through the heartache, through blood, sweat, and tears of everything that's come before, for everything yet to come. You're here at the new moment.
The optics. Did you hear the little African the little African celebration back there? Somebody from Howard, somebody getting their tethered diploma. They got their bachelor's in tetherism. Like, this is a historically black university, and you over here with the that ain't us. Oh, come on, man.
To my friend, and he is my friend, Congressman Jim Clyburn, the thing that I admire most about you, Jim, is your absolute integrity in everything you do. In everything you do. This is a man.
Why y'all keep fucking with me? That Jim Clyburn? Not that Jim Clyburn. Why y'all keep why y'all keep fucking with me? Y'all remember that? In the meantime, somebody out in the audience like this. Shout out to that young man. Shout out to you for keeping it real and not letting your graduation be oversaturated with this pompous attempt at trying to get black folks back on the Biden train. You know how corny this is? And now I'm going to turn around and, see, this is another thing. Always look for Joe Biden when he around. This is how you know uncomfortable racists that are trying to fake comfortable. So what happens is they'll go into a space like this, and what they'll start doing immediately, oh yes, you guys are so great. You guys are so great. And I have a great dearest black friend over here that's part of your community. And he's doing it again. I mean, Joe Biden is horrible at this. Every single time you see Joe Biden, he's doing this. If he's talking to black folks, he's going to hit you with well, you guys have done great, and I understand your community. And I have this black friend over here that I'm very endeared to me. And, oh, man. So give me credit for doing nothing. Yeah, Queen Adia, this is pandering just like the Divine Nine pandering with no tangibles or no reparations. And, like I said, look at the optics. Got that phone out.
Man of honor. I attended South Carolina State University's commencement as Jim received his degree he earned 60 years ago, but never got a chance to receive it in person. Jim, it's an honor to join you here today and receive an honorary degree from this great university. And it's truly special.
For some reason, they felt compelled to give him an honorary degree from an HBCU. How does that even begin to make sense? Cyberdyne 100, welcome, welcome. How the hell does that even begin to make sense? I mean, oh Lord. I mean, this is almost that type of mentality. Like, we got our reparations. Oh Lord, Joe Biden, I just couldn't wait to give it to you. I'm going to put it all up in your camp. I'm going to put my first thing I'm going to do is write the Democratic Party a big fat check. Like, are you serious? I mean, to each his own. But now, you know how they talk about wasting money? Hey, wasting votes is like wasting money. So what are you doing with your votes? You're buying tangible benefits. So, you know, things that are not going to appreciate in value when you're voting into dudes like this and doing stuff like this. He doesn't deserve any credibility getting no damn honorary degree from no Howard University. The hell is wrong with these people? It's any and everything to do with being accepted. And this is just absolutely asinine that this dude, who some of these kids were probably raised by their grandmothers because of his policies that tore up their family. Ooh, boy, I'll tell you, some black folks never will get enough of being disrespected by certain folks they look up to.
Special to join fellow honorees, Prime Minister Rowley. Prime Minister, I didn't know you were so talented. I just thought you were a foreign policy, you know, Latin American guy.
Here we go. Now, comic relief, comic relief.
Being a strong partner in the Caribbean and for addressing climate change and supporting democracies across the Western Hemisphere. I'm also honored that there's a person here today, Dr. Tony Allen. He's president of my home state, BCU, Delaware State University, where I got politically started.
Wait.
I was fortunate
BCU?
to have Tony as a Senate staff.
What did you say, BCU? You just gonna cut off the H? Do they say BCU? Is that a thing? I mean, because I've only heard, when I hear the phrase, it's HBCU. I just didn't, I've never known of anybody to be at an HBCU giving a commencement speech and then not mentioning that this is a historically black college. Not just a black college or university. It's historic. But yeah, you know, that's where I finally I got myself started. With, shouldn't you have a degree from them? I mean, and as he said, BCU, this man ain't went to no HBCU. Wait, what is he talking about?
For a long time. Then he got his PhD, had a distinguished career in business, and became president of HBCU.
Talking about Boston College for all we know.
Chairs my White House Board of Advisors on HBCUs, which is designed to support and advance HBCU excellence with a lot more money.
You're all graduating, so you're already in debt. You're already waist deep in financial destitute, and you probably, most of you won't even get a job in your profession, but you have debt that might live longer than you. So clap it up for yourselves, because the next generation might benefit. And, you know, we're really trying to see how to get that people of color thing going on and cracking and getting that coalition thing going. So, you know, once we get these Ukrainians off up in the HBCUs, then the HBCUs can get more money.
I'm also proud to say that we're the first White House to formally convene where the real power is, the Divine Nine.
Queen Adia, didn't you just say that? So he comes in, yep, oh, I'm going to come over here, talk to all my good little cherry bootlicks and get y'all straight on, understood on some things.
Oh, y'all
give you your marching orders.
Not a joke. The Divine Nine not only has a seat at the table, we definitely hear you at the table. And they're our first time ever at the White House, permanently. So, folks.
The Divine Nine. I'm sorry, Joe, but the most famous Q dog right now, especially in Washington, D.C., is Jim Clyburn. So you've always had a Divine Nine member. And I just, yeah, to all the Q dogs, you know, y'all got to hold that L. I don't know why the hell all y'all pledged them Greek name fraternities in the first place, but nonetheless, Omega Psi Phi, Clyburn's your guy. Not that, you know, any of these other ones are any less bound and beholden to the powers that be, but understand, that society has never, ever, 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 ever stepped out and done anything for Black folks. Everything they do is to gatekeep Black folks, and we ain't sheep. That's not what the case is right here. So let's hear some more.
In 2023, I'm truly honored to be here at Howard. Chartered 156 years ago by an act of Congress just after emancipation of the Civil War. Founded on a hilltop in Washington, D.C., the Mecca. Always promoting excellence, leadership, and truth and service. It really has. And a proving ground for future leaders of science, medicine, education, business, faith, arts, entertainment, public service. Trailblazing intellectuals, lawyers, doctors. The first Black, I might say, Vice President of the United States of America.
She's not Black.
I'll say that again. Kamala sends her love, and she sent a clear message that today I have the privilege, she points out, of speaking at the real HU. Now you realize that's going to cost me at home.
The screenshots are a beast.
There's enormous pride in this university. Founded in the verses of Howard Anthem, and I quote, reared against the eastern sky, proudly there on hilltop high, there she stands for truth and right, sending forth her rays of light. It matters. It matters. It matters. We're living through one of the most consequential moments in our history, with fundamental questions at stake for our nation. Who are we? What do we stand for? What do we believe?
No. No. We have firm answers and questions. I mean, firm answers and more answers. We don't even really have any questions. Who are we? We know what you are. We know what America is based off of, how it was founded, right? Blood, violence, and the gun. Which is so crazy why everything is about guns now. Makes no
Who will we be?
sense.
You're going to help answer those questions. Let me take you back to January 2009. I stood in Wilmington, Delaware on the train station of Amtrak, carrying my folder, waiting to be picked up by a guy named Barack Obama. First Black man elected president of the United States. I was there to join him as vice president on the way to the historic inauguration in Washington. A moment of extraordinary hope. But also as I stood there, and this is the God's truth, I couldn't help think about another day I stood there. It wasn't much more than your age. I just got out of law school. I was a public, I'd gone to work for a big...
Yes. I heard Martin Luther King got shot.
Because of when Dr. King was assassinated, my city parts were burned to the ground.
How did I know?
We had a very conservative governor. He stationed the National Guard in every corner with drawn bayonets for 10 months. I quit and became a public defender. I used to have to introduce my clients. No, that's not so noble. I had to interview my clients down at the Wilmington train station when they were arrested on the East Side. That's where they'd be taken.
Well, at least he was honest about that. Being a public defender is not a good thing because being a public defender is probably worse than being a prosecutor. Because being a public defender, like we all say, that's being a public pretender. You understand? So, yeah.
In the aftermath of the riots that burned Wilmington following his assassination. In 2009, while waiting for Barack, I was both living history at the same time I was reliving it. A vivid demonstration when it comes to race in America. Hope doesn't travel alone. It's shadowed by fear, by violence, and by hate. But after the election and the re-election of the first black American president,
you not finna get your white ass up there on that stage talking at these black folks who've been black their entire lives and start telling them there was a day when racism left. You not finna just do that, are you, Joe? Because see, back then it was so different. And, I just look at how things have changed. And stop.
I had hoped that the fear of violence and hate was significantly losing ground.
What, by the super predators? From the people that needed to be locked up? Oh, like those people's family members? That to whom you're talking to right now, and to whom now you also hold a degree from that university. I guess those people, huh?
After no longer being vice president, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania for 4 years. But in 2017, in Charlottesville, Virginia, crazed neo-Nazis with angry faces came out of the fields literally with torches, carrying Nazi banners from the woods and the fields, chanting the same anti-Semitic bile heard across Europe in the 30s, something I never thought I would ever see in America.
What? Now, you haven't told them about, like, my Klansman affiliation back in the past, have you? My staunch bigotry. I mean, we can just explain those away. That'll be a racial jungle. Let me play this. I want to do something. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Let me go ahead and let this play.
Accompanied by Klansmen and white supremacists, emerging from dark rooms and remote fields and the anonymity of the internet, confronting decent Americans of all backgrounds, standing in their way into the bright light of day. And a young woman, objecting to their presence, was killed.
We don't know what she was there doing.
That famous quote, when asked about what happened, the famous quote, "There are very fine people on both sides." That's when I knew, and I'm not joking, that's when I knew I had to stay engaged and get back into public life. No, I don't say it for that reason. I say it for the journey. I don't have to tell you that fearless progress toward justice often meets ferocious pushback from the oldest and most sinister of forces. That's because hate never goes away. I thought when I graduated we could defeat hate, but it never goes away. It only hides under the rocks. And when it's given oxygen, it comes out from under that rock. And that's why we know this truth as well. Silence is complicity. It cannot remain silent. We have to live through this battle for the soul.
I mean, is this dude for real? Well, not even him. I mean, we know he's full of shit, but I mean, dude, how did at this climate come across around black folks talking like this? Like they don't know what real life is going on around them. Now, granted, I guess with talking to these Negroes, you seeing the type of energy they coming in there with. So, I mean, I guess he is talking to the perfect crowd, but damn. Lord, dude. Now, here's just some things from an article back in 2021 talking about Joe Biden. Let me read this little piece. It says Joe Biden has a decades-long habit of making overtly racist remarks, taking discriminatory positions, and cavorting with known racists. Biden is almost certainly unaware of what he's saying and has simply repeated what a liberal on his staff has instructed him to say. Joe Biden, who has a lifetime of them, is now president of the United States. On some days and in some ways, it must be good to be on the left. Man, I mean, the thing he's talking about, he didn't want his kids being in a racial jungle. He was against integration. And then on top of that, you should hear like those videos when he's on the floor talking about the crime bill and crack. Have you ever seen anybody on that? Man, totally different, man. It's wild and crazy. He got locked in like Superman. And so, yeah, that whole shebang right there. Here's another thing he did. Let me see. In 2010, this fella right here, Joe Biden, he warmly eulogized Senator Robert Byrd, a former exalted Cyclops in the Ku Klux Klan, saying he was one of my mentors and that the Senate is a lesser place for his going. Okay, way back in 1977, he said that forced busing to desegregate schools would cause his children to grow up in, quote, a racial jungle. And that is a quote that you can hear his voice saying those words. So let's hear more of him lie to these students.
Soul of the nation.
Or graduates,
and it is
rather.
still a battle for the soul of the nation. What is the soul of a nation? Well, I believe the soul is the breath, the life, the essence of who we are. The soul makes us us. It's what makes us unique among all nations. We're the only country founded on an idea, not geography, not religion, not ethnicity, but an idea. The sacred proposition rooted in Scripture and enshrined in the Declaration of Independence that we're all created equal in the image of God.
Damn, so you're going to lie on the Bible.
Well,
Family, did he just tell you in the world, well, if you want to know if Joe Biden has truly read the Bible or not, well, now you can take it for a fact that he has not.
As he just said, what was in their constitution was in the Bible. No, the hell it is not. There is nowhere in the Bible to where it says all men were created equal. Matter of fact, it says exactly the opposite. Do you know how well this man has to be lying to be convinced of this? This dude ain't opened no Bible and got this out of nowhere because it's not there. Yeah, what scripture is that, brother? Where can I find that? Where can I turn to in the Bible to find that? Is that in the book? All men were created equal. Wait, why is that lie always put on the Bible? No, it ain't. That is not true. Shoot, like Jesus is all love. Jesus told you he was about division. See, Christianity and what's really there are two totally different things, but that's a conversation for another day. But I would advise you to read a book for yourself and don't get hemmed and hard on religion. So when somebody say the Bible, oh man, all that religious stuff, no, nigga. It means get the message and see what's there. Because truth be told, a lot of historians, especially your Afrocentric Egyptology ones, they actually use the Bible to reference Black Egypt and all other things of the African continent and substantiate the times and dates of when those people lived. And then they turn right back around and say that the Bible was plagiarized and it doesn't exist and all that shit. But nonetheless, for them to get their proper con on, I mean, get their stuff off on you, they have to use the Bible. I've watched many of them do it. I've watched them do it for years. They're not Bible scholars, and they're not really great historians. A lot of them are, they're just good at selling books and hypothesizing, plebiscite driven babble. But it is us, the simple ones, that keep it simple, that say, nah, damn all that going back to Egypt shit. What about our people here? See, the stuff that he's talking about is the things that we have to deal with here. Our families' bones are in this land. So we don't have to worry about going all the way back to Egypt. I ain't worried about them ancestors. The ancestors whose blood is in blood and bones are in the soil we stand on today in the country that we get nonstop benign neglect. Those are the ancestors who are first and foremost on the list. Now tell me about somebody who was living as a king. Tell me about your people that survived enough for you to be here today going through this hellhole. You're going to go all the way, man, you so damn disrespectful and ain't funny. Don't disrespect their blood to sit up here and be like, y'all King of Zamunda, y'all thinking gold, jewels, and rubies. Do you see any gold, jewels, and rubies over there now? And all of that ingenuity in that large, super duper continent, it seems to me that somebody, if they was kidding and popping so well, should have it cracking over there, but they don't. And think about how many things we have done here and that we have icons in lanes. And you have to ask, who is this group such and such? Who is that group such and such? So when they tell you all men were created equal, no, it is obvious we are not. When we talk about the culture of America, hi, our name is FBA. No one else. Damn sure not immigrants, because that is a culture, that is like a bastardized culture, because it's what other people have in their mind about what America is while ignoring the reality of what America is. All we are doing is reintroducing everybody to the truth.
We've never fully lived up to that promise.
Hell no, you haven't.
Never fully walked away from it.
Yeah, you did.
We know that American history has not always been a fairy tale. From the start, it's been a constant push and pull for more than 240 years between the best of us The American ideal that we're all created equal and the worst of us.
Oh, yeah. No, see, that wasn't the idea either. And at the time, I don't know why you keep going back to that, Joe Biden, because again, at that time, you had a 3/5 compromise. Remember that part? So again, these people who were actually considered property, they weren't people. So he's pulling slick words with these folks. I would assume that the staff and faculty and Divine Nine individuals there, they all know better, but those students might not. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And once again, salute to this brother.
A harsh reality that racism has long torn us apart.
Anti-blackness has.
It's a battle that's never really over. But on the best days, enough of us have the guts and the hearts to stand up for the best in us.
Who? And who the hell is us? Who is us? Are you a part of us family? Are you doing some ussing over there? I don't know what the us party is, Joe Biden. Yeah, I'm not certain of the us.
Choose. Love over hate. Unity over disunion. Progress over retreat. So stand up against the...
No, you don't promote any of that. Progress over retreat? How the hell can you promote that when we got the flooding borders, man? So again, lie. Oh no, well, I'm currently ruining the futures of your children by my policies. I mean, we're doing this. Boy, this dude is a humongous liar. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some black folks that this is like a recharge of the battery for shields. So you're going to get a lot of shields starting. They getting pumped up. That Rocky music playing on them now. Dun, 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 coon, coon. Lord. Lord. Oh, let's hear more Sleepy Joe.
Poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
Especially vigilantes.
I'm not saying this because I'm not a black.
Perfect timing on the mic feedback.
I say it wherever I go. To stand up for truth over lies, lies told for power and profit. To confront the ongoing assault to subvert our elections, suppress our right to vote. That assault came just as you cast your first ballots in 20 and 22. Record turnouts. You delivered historic progress. I made it clear that America...
I wanted to put that on the screen just for the simple fact of what he should be talking about and what he's not. Truth of the matter is, this oftentimes is trained to be like this. Now, don't tell me about what Trump said about verifying people when your DOJ ain't doing nothing about a bill that you even signed into law with Emmett Till's anti-lynching bill or whatever the hell that crap is that you didn't do shit with, and let Carolyn Bryant go ahead and get on out of here without the family getting justice, but whatever.
Americans of all backgrounds have an obligation to call out political violence that has been unleashed and emboldened. As was mentioned already, bomb threats to this very university. and HBCUs across the country. To put democracy on the ballot, to reject political extremism and reject political violence, protect fundamental rights and freedom for women to choose.
What is political extremism? What's that mean? What does being a political extremist mean? Anybody know what that means?
For transgender children to be free, for affordable health care and housing, for the right to raise your family and retire with dignity, to stand with leaders of your generation who give voice to the people demanding action on gun violence, only to be expelled.
Oh, did he throw Tennessee in there now? See, now it's the talking points. I've done good by you blacks. I got people in power and they're black. And they're black and they're doing what I tell them because they're black. I mean, wow. Queen Nadia, yes, indeed. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out. You have a blessed evening. And I understand you got to go get to it. So yes, indeed. Let's see. Let's get on back to it.
From state legislative bodies, to stand against books being banned and Black history being erased.
Wow.
I'm serious. Think about it. To stand up for the best in us. And today I come here to Howard to continue the work to redeem the soul of this nation, because it's here where I see the future, and that's not hyperbole. We can finally resolve those ongoing questions about who we are as a nation that put strength of our diversity at the center of American life. The future that celebrates and learns from history. A future for all Americans. A future I see you leading, and I'm not, again, exaggerating. You are going to be leading it.
That's not what you said. Wait, what?
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Family, Broke Hogan says, hell no, Mean Gene. Let me tell you something. I don't mess with those clowns. That's right, because they don't know what's going down. And I'm going to come to your city and I'm going to wear my fez and put it down in the ground. Because I'm black. And the power of my fez. With the power of my fez, I will lift a mountain. I will leap a tall building at a single bound. I'm super op. AKA Broke Hogan. That's right, Mean Gene. Whee!
Again, let's be clear. There are those who don't see you and don't want this future. There are those who demonize and pit people against one another. And there are those who do anything and everything, no matter how desperate or immoral, to hold on to power. And that's never going to be an easy battle. But I know this, the oldest, most sinister forces may believe they'll determine America's future, but they are wrong.
Uh-oh. And see, when he say we know what we mean when he talking. It mean him and the Democrats, not us. However, you got to understand, some of them people clapping in that audience, there's a lot of tethers in that audience, and they don't like what we talk about, and they get worried when we start, talking about hashtag cut the check, no tangibles, no vote, because we messing up things with their relationship with them and Zaddy, because this is how they see the future for them if we get what we are owed. There would be
no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, 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 no medicine.
Oh, and that's how they looking in there. They really in there like, hey, these Negroes are trying to mess things up for us. And I don't know what's going on. I just can't, but one thing I do want is a little bit of that reparations. I got to give me some of that check. See, what I need is I'm a foundational Black American too, but see, y'all just be complaining too much. Like, wait, you ain't one of us. Oh, well, yeah, I am. I'm from Georgia. Where in Georgia? And don't say Atlanta. I'm from, down there, down the way. Yeah. Another tether got caught. And what do we say here? Hands off all reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Now let's hear him lie to these kids a little more.
We will determine America's future. You will determine America's future. And that's not hyperbole. No graduating class gets to choose the world into which they graduate. Every class enters the history of a nation up to the point it has been written by others.
Yeah, that's called being
Few
born.
classes. Once in every several generations enters at a point in our history where it actually has a chance to change the trajectory of the country.
You don't choose what year you graduate. No shit.
I know you'll meet the moment. I just
hey,
think
Mom
about
and Dad, I think you should have me
in many ways
like
you already
this year.
have. With your voices and votes, I was able to fulfill my commitment to put the first Black woman on the Supreme Court of the United States of America. By the way,
but Joe,
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
All we told you is cut the check. Reparations. We ain't asked you for no Ketanji Brown Jackson. We said reparations. Telling you, family, Democrats is looking like this. 2024.
she's brighter than the rest. She is one bright woman. Because of you, more Black women have been appointed to the federal appellate courts than under every other president in American history combined. I mean it, because of you. Because of you. You turned out. You spoke up. You knew. You showed up and the votes counted. And you made people say, whoa, wait a minute. What price will I pay if I don't do the following? You feel the promise and peril of climate change. Because of you, we're making the biggest investment ever.
What the hell is he talking about? Ain't no Black people talking about no damn climate change. What are you talking about? What is he saying? Never forget.
I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for Black people. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
And also, you ain't black. So for some of those people in that audience, I would just have to say,
where's your family from?
and that might just, explain a lot.
In the history of the world and climate change. Don't ever think your voice doesn't matter.
Black folks ain't
keeping my
invested in
promise
climate change.
that no one should be in jail merely because of using and possessing marijuana. Their record should be expunged.
You could legalize it now. And you know what that would also do? That means that employers couldn't test for weed.
Just expunged. My student debt relief plan would help
Yeah, and you didn't get that passed either.
tens of millions of people, especially those on Pell Grants. 70% of black college students receive Pell Grants. Many of you, the savings would be significant.
Yeah, it would be. But you already presented it and it hasn't went through. So in other words, that is called a L or a fail. That's like you're in a commencement speech talking about woulda, coulda, shouldas. Isn't he? No, you gotta come with it, brother. And this ain't it. So let me see what else let me skip for a little bit. Well, boy.
And we'll keep fighting to pass the reforms nationwide. Equal justice is a covenant.
That's what we need to get to. There we go.
It's about your dignity. It's demeaning and degrading and deadly when you have to stand there and say, when you're stopped, turn the interior light on. Put both hands on the wheel. Don't reach for your license. What in the hell's going on in there?
Your policies. I mean, the audacity. This is like the person who robs your house, cleans you out, and be the first one to be like, damn, man, somebody robbed you. Man, you got any idea who it could be? The whole time they just sitting there, they know what they done. Man, that's messed up, man. Wow, you piss off anybody out here, man? Wow, man. Damn, somebody just tore up your stuff? Man, look at this. It's broke too. They over there turning over stuff that the person ain't found yet. Oh, man, look at this, man. Damn, they tore your stuff up, man. Damn, this is messed up, bro. And that's how he up here doing. He basically up here like, yeah, I'm the one who robbed you. I tore your whole house up. And now I'm going to come in here and come help you look for what you lost. You know what you've done to Black America with your policies. It's a shame that you would have to be told, turn on the interior light. You know what you're admitting to, Joe Biden? Blatant anti-Blackness in police culture. But you're saying to those same people now, oh yeah, that's a shame. You're going to walk right back into your office and say, we can't defund the police. We have to fund the police. And double talking as all get out. Damn.
No. Think about it. I ask all the parents, not minority children, ask what they would say, what they would do.
Minority.
I know you're frustrated that there's so many elected officials who refuse to pass a law that will do something. Kamala and I stood next to the family of George Floyd and the civil rights leaders and law enforcement officials to sign the executive order I came up with requiring the key elements of the George Floyd bill be applied to federal law enforcement. Banning chokeholds, restricting no-knock warrants, establishing a database.
So now what are we seeing? Since law enforcement can't choke you out, legally. Let's just make sure we support the first good Samaritan that goes ahead and does it, because you heard. Now, remember what I played you earlier with Eric Adams' response to the question about if the chokehold was necessary. He won't even say, "Oh, I don't want to get into." You're not in court. He's not in court. Like, wow. These are treacherous, treasonous individuals, family. I hope y'all understand
Police
that.
misconduct, advancing effective and accountable community policing that builds public trust. And we'll keep fighting to pass the reforms nationwide. Equal justice is a covenant we have with each other. It must not just be an ideal, it has to be a reality. You're leading the way on this and so much more. That's why Kamala and I are so committed to investing in you and HBCUs. HBCUs help produce 40% of black engineers.
He just keeps tearing up the
of black
name.
lawyers.
And they just
70% of black doctors and dentists. 80% of black judges. Look, we see
they cheering like that's some kind of whopping large number. 70% of a very small sector of people come from HBCUs. Right. Now, where's the institutions that those individuals have created? Since you're saying those are the changers of tomorrow, then where is the black hospital from the HBCU? You couldn't even afford to get Deion Sanders, a damn landscaper, down there in his school, or was it Ed Reed? And from what I understand, shoot, wasn't Deion Sanders also mowing grass out there at this college? He up there supposed to be a high-ranking coach, and all you could do for him is the bare minimum, while all of these HBCUs front offices be having mad scandals, all type of money, and they live well. You'll be an HBCU administrator, you're going to cake up. Cake up, cake out.
HBCU excellence in every day with staff at every level of the White House and the administration. Because I decided when I was elected, I promised I was going to have my administration look like America. But we all know that HBCUs don't have the same endowments and funding as other major colleges and universities. For example,
well, shouldn't you make that so?
Denying the opportunity to build and fund research labs that will lead to new technologies and good-paying jobs. That's why I asked them, we've invested $6 billion in counting in HBCUs, including to create new research and development labs that prepare students for jobs in the future in high-income fields from cybersecurity, engineering.
When did y'all hear about that $600 billion that he invested in the HBCUs? Where'd that come from? Okay, no, that wasn't invested in HBCUs. And what you're talking about is the backroom funding of Big Pharma into these college campuses testing certain things off-site of a pharmaceutical company. Like so many colleges and universities typically do. That's where their donors are coming from. So like a lot of those departments in colleges have independent donors that fund those departments independently of the school. Boy, yeah, he almost done.
Biochemistry, healthcare. Standing here, I think the last time I came to Howard with President.
Oh, with President, how many times
America's
you gonna
a
drop
zero-sum
his name?
game. If you succeed, I fail. If you get ahead, I fall behind. And maybe worst of all, if I can't hold you down, I can't lift myself up. Instead of what it should be. If you do well, we all do well. That's what I see. That's what I see in America. And more Americans are. The future of possibility.
And that's the lie. I guess I'll end it there. Because that's the lie. They're trying to sell you on this false line and false notion of unity that they know ain't there because they were never unified with you to begin with. They try to talk to your children past the simple fact that their ancestors were seen as property with all of this love talking unity that he's mentioning. Something else he mentioned, that America was not founded on principles based off of skin color. Absolutely false. It was most definitely built with the white supremacy line in mind and in there. Who's always building the white man's utopia. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, that this country was not founded that way. And being a understudy of Strom Thurmond and Robert Byrd, you most definitely knew that truth. And you got up there in front of them youngsters and you straight up lied. Straight up lied. That is dirtbag behavior. Absolute dirtbag behavior. So I'm just curious. What is it that y'all perceive out of this next generation? Now we had, again, I would like to know what the makeup was of the people who were in there in the audience, because it was a whole lot of cheering. Yeah, there was that. There was a whole lot of cheering. Ain't good, but there was a whole lot of cheering. Like, oh, wait a minute, that ain't us. In our stuff? Sounds a little out of place now, doesn't it? Oh, Lord, Lordy me. Let me find this one thing real quick. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm convinced that Howard has been overran by Nigerians. They over there doing their war dances and celebration. It's like, man, Nigerians got a hold of Howard. They got a hold of Howard, don't they? But, you know, we have to understand the type of time frame we in. We have to understand the type of individuals that we're dealing with. We have to understand the type of people who are around us who support these type of individuals. You know, look at the face of the killer, the subway killer. You know, that's not, he ain't no hero. And everybody who supports this man is worse than anything that's ever came out of Minister Louis Farrakhan's mouth publicly. And who is this woman as well? Because she was there making sure she was on deck and scene and making sure she got her eyes full, her best view of this man's deletion. So, you know, making sure that she did not miss out on getting her little bit of snuff porn here. And then here we are with the so-called black and brown coalition with this Hispanic man who assisted. And notice how they're saying, well, we have first-degree manslaughter. So what about this dude? Because he assisted. Well, you know, we're going to wait for Alvin Bragg because I don't know. And, you know, I just, you know, we can't really just interrupt the police and the process and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I don't want to step on the DA's toe like Eric Adams.
You shade tree nigger.
And just the whole mind state of getting up there and lying, then you bring up Martin Luther King.
Get up off of
Just a warm up. And again, he does all of that. He don't talk like this in front of white audiences. He's talking tangibles, dollar amounts, and programs. This was absolutely empty. I guess it was maybe meant to be more of a inspirational speech. I guess. However you want to take it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you should feel insulted. But more importantly, you should feel insulted by people who are bringing this man to you as if he is any different than Donald Trump. And that is one thing I will not allow around me. You're going to have to talk about the devious anti-blackness in both of them. And I guarantee you, your list of truths will be way higher accumulated in Joe Biden's category on just a simple straight tally. Absolutely. And so for those divine nine, the older black folks that are blue, no matter who, and black, all you black Biden sexuals, well, tonight you get one of these. Sambo. And, anybody saying, well, you guys need to stop talking about all that reparations. Oh, you need to stop begging. And, stop. And then you got Jim Clyburn out here like, y'all ain't never gonna get
shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dancing.
Oh, Lord. So we just will have to understand, hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Oh, Lordy, 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 Lordy me. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Oh, yes, indeed. So, yeah, that was brutal, but, we got through it. And again, we understand the nature of Joe Biden at this point. So let's just act accordingly, family. And for those of you who think that we don't know what we're talking about and all the receipts that have been produced for you about Joe Biden, then not only that, he gets up in front of this crowd and lies to him. He boldly lies to him. And I absolutely firmly believe he was well aware he was not telling the truth. If anything, if he wasn't fully aware that he wasn't telling the truth, well, then I'll tell you what. He's too ignorant to be speaking on anything because that's still out of turn, and he's the president of the United States of America. And if you think that foundational black Americans won't get reparations, foundational black Americans, the grassroots, the voices of new black media, if you can perceive that we are going to ever let up without getting our check first. View like the one Haitian woman, and then we'll be talking about her on the next broadcast because I found the follow-up video. And to that Haitian woman, she's, when people be getting that, folks, and they say slick stuff about foundational black Americans on this internet, and folks respond, simple.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
And so for you, Haitian woman,
own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
But as for y'all who think that being against the movement of reparations, and you are a foundational Black American and you are eligible for reparations like a Jim Clyburn and a lot of these other boule, talented 10th, divine 9, Sambo sauce swigging individuals, from us here at the Beatzilla PDX official show are members of the chat and this channel. And I think I firmly speak for the vanguard and the voices of new Black media and the grassroots when I firmly tell y'all.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. Email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you would like to support this channel, you enjoy the content and have been getting edified and learning things here, you could always shoot a Cash App or a PayPal, or like you see, the Super Chat or the Super Thanks. With that being said, thank you in advance, and thank all of you who have supported this channel up to this point as well. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Faith Speaks Life. Thank you for the Cash App, sister. I appreciate that. And shout out, I see Channel Raw in the house. Lance Flex 63 in the mixed radio. I think I've seen all the people I got in the chat here. Okay. Oh, and TNBN, I see you. And Ricky Manor, I got you. Shavonda Lewis, got you. Yeah, so okay. So, yes, indeed. So, like I said, family, you can hit Cash App, $BeatZillaPDX. That's Cash App, $BeatZillaPDX. And we also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Muzak. That is ZillaMuzak at PayPal. And with that being said, it is about that time to hit the road. And so y'all have a great evening. We will, of course, be back here Friday evening. Who knows? I might try to get another video out tomorrow. That would be evening. And that, who knows, that might even end up being a live, but we'll see. I think that's all I have for you tonight. So once again, family, hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And again, never forget this dude said this.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Yeah. Lord, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man. And you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.